So we're just going to run through a basic loot run. Caches this first time. Now we will be going based off of the caches we've had listed previously in the map. Now, generally your route, you're going to want to look where you spawn and where you're headed out. Head everything in between. It's generally more profitable that way. So we have Emercom and power with this spawn. So our best bet is basically to cruise up. Now, online, you have people spawn down here, down there. You may have to contend with them over here when you're coming around. We do recommend doing this at night. Most people are going to be focused on heading this way towards the mall. There is a cache under this bridge. It's a little dangerous to hit. I'd usually say give that one a skip. Now, of course, we have a number of caches up here. There is a spawn up here. That one, they usually stop and hit the caches right as they spawn. Depending on your spawn location, you may catch somebody out there. It's up to you what gear you bring. Do you want to get involved with it or just let them grab it and run inside? They're generally not really gonna pull around, coming around back towards the wall here. The cache located right here. It is a good indicator, though, that you may have to be careful cruising up on checkpoint. These caches right here are probably the easiest to hit early game. This is probably the hardest one to find, just because it's literally just by the tree. Not a lot of great landmarks there. But at night, very, very visible, as you can see. Daytime, you'll kind of have to keep your eyes open as you approach the area. You'll get used to it, though. Once you know where it's located, generally, it becomes much, much simpler. Now, of course, they recently buffed what you can get out of caches, weapons crates, attachments crates. We're gonna go through an easy 2 loot runs through the basement of the garage of the mall as well. That also capitalizes on this big buff recently. There's a cache right in here. This one is sort of, you're gonna have to see. From here, you have to contend with big window. A lot of people will sit up here. Either looking for shoot a one in heaven kills on guys on checkpoint or just shooting scavs. You're gonna be fairly exposed hitting the cache right here. I would usually give this one a bit of a skip. At least during daytime, absolutely. This back wall back here, reasonably safe passage. Later in the raid, you will have to contend, you know, if you're trying to chill and not just rush it, run it, you know, in and out. You're sitting around waiting for a while. You may have to deal with people watching the extract down at Emercom. And this back wall is pretty much the worst way to approach that. Early in the raid, though, generally not a problem at all. That being said, there's a spawn right here. There's a spawn right in these blue containers, and there's a spawn in this fenced-in area as well. So if you spawn around here, I'd give these a skip as well. The ones in the back wall here are a little dangerous. If you're running into a lot of extract campers on these runs, you can always go on the left side or through the underground. Significantly safer. We'll probably do that once we hit these caches up here. Just to give you an idea of what we're talking about. So, going along this wall, there is one more cache that we want to hit over there by the rocks. You're just extremely exposed from every angle here. People really like sitting up on top of these overhangs up here, sniping on top of vehicles over here, on top of the tents. And generally, you don't want to cross in front of there, as there are a number of scavs running around that will, you know, they'll see you, they'll fire on you, and they'll give away your position and draw the attention of people who probably aren't paying the greatest of attention. They're just kind of waiting for that alert so they can continue on. Now, going through here, there's a bunch of crates you can hit. We're going to cover that going through the garage on a loot run. Generally, it's sort of a separate thing you want to do. You're mostly looking in and out with these cache runs. Grab as much loot of whatever kind you can and cruise out. Now, if you're having a lot of trouble extracting, you can also do a no backpack huge rig run, or like an alpha, and use this no backpack extraction. That one offers you a lot more flexibility, but you miss generally one or two of the caches, as the extract is right here, and you can't hit this one. But it's extremely quick. You can get in and out, grab you know, whatever you deem is the good loot, and kind of boogie on down. This is probably the most dangerous part of this particular route. People like to sit here. People like to sit in here. Catch people coming over the wall. People like to be up by the truck or at the back wall. Now, more than, I'd say 10 or 15 minutes into the raid, I would not really be looking to hit this cache, because you're laying down somewhere people are going to look. It's a bit dangerous. As always, the easiest way you're going to be able to get out at Emercom is to come up the left wall. It just limits the directions that you have to keep an eye out. You're extremely unlikely to be caught out at the wall. You can see there, not a lot of bushes up against it. And it gives you a nice approach here with cover. You will get shot at crossing here sometimes. People hiding in these bushes waiting. Jump up on the truck. No problem. They cannot shoot through the cab of that truck. Should be absolutely fine. We took that, you know, a longer route. If you go through the garage, you can probably cut this down with low levels of stamina, probably 6-7 minutes.